Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do something just a little bit different. Normally I'm a big fan of the self-defense side of jiu-jitsu and using this in the self-defense connections. Today I'm going to give you something that I've gotten asked about on some seminars that I did, and I got the opportunity to teach at my buddy's school in Maryland a couple years back, and I showed this sequence and everybody really liked it. It's a little more oriented toward the jiu-jitsu people and not really the self-defense people, but you can still use it on the self-defense side if you like. But today, jiu-jitsu people, this is for you. This is going to be the Bicep Slicer series. Check it out. So when we start this, and I'm going to start this from this position here, and this is something that you can see commonly in any jiu-jitsu school you go to. I end up on my back, my partner's up, standing up top, and to get a hold of me, obviously if I put my feet out here, he's going to snatch a hold of the feet and you've got some serious problems, okay? So I keep my feet close to me. We have three ways to find mistakes. I can be patient and wait for the mistake. I can trick him into the mistake, and I can force him into the mistake. So here I kind of have to do a combination. I'm keeping him in a spot where I'm going to have to wait for this. But the moment he can start bringing his hands down, he's trying to get a hold of me, now I get my grip. And I'm going to hold his wrist here. No gi, just grab the wrist, it still works. But I have the gi, so I'm going to use it. And I get my hook in here, and now is where I'm going to put this foot into his hip. All this is a place mark. I'm doing that so that he can't drive into me and squat down on me and just jump in my guard, and that he can't really walk away from me. I don't care about him walking that direction. You'll see why in a minute. But I don't want him walking this way. And that's what that's for, is to keep him from getting too close. Now I'm going to turn myself just slightly, and this foot is going to catch right inside of his bicep, right in his elbow. This is why I don't care if he walks that way. If he starts walking this way, he actually facilitates that for me. Now is where I have to make the combination. I'm going to trick him into making a mistake, and I'm not only going to drop this foot, I'm going to drop this foot to the inside. Yeah, there he goes, right in the side control. And when he goes in the slide this way just a little bit, when he comes down in the side control, I don't want this to be free. I want to direct this behind my head, and I'm catching him right here. Now you see I've got his hands stuck up in here. My shin is right on his bicep, and I'm controlling him here so that he cannot sit up anymore. I've got the gi, I might as well grab it. Now when I figure four my foot, and I'm going to extend my legs right into his bicep. And it slices right through that bicep of my shin bone. When I do this, I take my toes and I pull them high. Just like that. If I extend my foot out here, I don't have the sharp bone on the shin bone quite as much as if I pull it up. And then when I put that in there, and then it literally just extends, and we end up getting that submission on him. So here I sit, I'm going to get this grip, that foot goes into his hip. And again, that's just a place mark. That's to keep him from walking around me this way, and that's to keep him from crashing in on me. Again, I don't care if he walks that way. I'm kind of baiting to it. Okay? And then that foot is going to go over the top and sit inside. Now I make my mistake, and I drop that, and again, I'm feeding that behind my head. Toes up, figure forward, and extend. And that's the first one. That's the bicep slicer. All right, so I've gotten into this position. I did my bicep slice. Maybe my foot's in the wrong spot. Maybe he's just really tough. Maybe he ain't got much of a bicep. For whatever reason, this is not working. I like to plant my foot just so I need a little more space for me. I'm going to let this hand switch places. And I'm actually going to reach inside and grab the gi here. As I do this, I understand I'm letting go of this arm, so he's getting that arm free. I don't want this to come over. This is when I have to stop. Okay? So as I'm doing this, I'm going to strip away from him. Now I've got good space right there to switch, and that arm is automatically coming over the top, and I'm reaching back for his belt. Knee is high. If you start getting this lazy, he's going to crush you. Okay? My knee is high. I grab his belt. And now as I start, because now he does want to crush. And as I do that, and I kick right there. And we roll over. So I'm here, it's not working. I'm going to take a quick step slide to the outside, and I switch my hands. I'm grabbing the gi with that, what was around his arm is now on the gi. What was on the gi is now over his shoulder. And I've got his arm trapped in here. This knee has to stay high. Because now when he drives forward, and I plant right there. And as I roll, I kick that. This is where we have to be very careful with our partner. I've still got this grip, and if I sit up onto this, his arm is now here with my body weight driving behind it. You come up quick on your partner, you will hurt them. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Okay? The other thing you have to worry about is, and I have seen this happen in competition, you can blow your own knee out if you're driving this too fast, too hard. So be careful with it. A lot of times once I get to that spot, I'll let that arm go there, and I'll just take side control, pinning that down here. So the first one is actually catching the bicep slicer. The second one is switch the hands and sweep him over. All right, so I'm in my bicep slice position. This isn't working. I shrimp out, I get my grip, I get this here, and before I can get any swing going, or I can get him to drive forward or pull him forward, however I want to get him into the sweep, that arm goes over my head. That's going to stop the sweep. Because the moment I start trying to sweep, he now has a base hand. He can brace, yes, now I've got a problem. Okay, so make him brace, because that keeps his arm busy. Now I'm going to switch my hands again. Right inside, sit up just a second so they can see this. This hand is going to grab his belt. And I'm sitting just like that, fist straight up, wrist lock, and my elbow is on the floor. That's important because what that's doing is now I'm creating a stack of bones between his waist and the floor. Okay, go back down now. Because now he can't just really crush out on me. Even if he starts trying to sprawl and drop out, I've still got his weight off of me. I don't have to worry about that. When he starts trying to drive forward on this, I can raise it up and I come under. Kick this forward and look where we are. We're right in omoplata. My leg comes back. I keep that position. Don't let him. I can sit up. If I need to, you don't have that kind of pressure. Push the arm. Or we can sit right up into omoplata. So I'm in bicep, it's not working. I shrimp out, I switch the hands. Before I get my grip, he goes over the head. Okay? Pull him, because I want him to base. That makes that arm busy. Now I switch that back, and that one goes underneath him. Right in here, and I'm basing it down. I let it sit right there on the ground. Boom, just like that. Now I got a stack of bones right there. And now if he tries to drive forward, I keep that leg high. That helps pass him over me. Now I kick it and pull. And I sit up. Pull that to the inside. We have omoplata. Hey, hope you guys enjoyed that. Just a quick video on the bicep slicer. I can wait for him to give me what I need, and then I make that mistake to get him to step right inside of it. It's not working. I shrimp out. I switch those hands. I get that on top. I can pull him forward and sweep him over into the bicep slicer from the top, or I can let that go and go side control. Or none of that seems to be working. He gets his arm over my head. Once that arm goes over their head, there is no sweep there because of his arm being able to block. Once that pulls, pull him into that block. Make him put his hand down, switch those hands back and get that inside of his belt. And as you pull him forward, arm and leg together, I drive up underneath him and I come out with omoplata. If I can do it without having the mobility that I have now, you can do it too. Trust me. It's a good series for the jiu-jitsu guys. You guys will like it. We've enjoyed that. Done it several times while we're in practice and in training, in live sparring, and it's a great series. I really enjoy it. And I was asked for some specific jiu-jitsu stuff by some jiu-jitsu friends, so there you go. As always, check us out on social media platforms. We're on all of them. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff you're supposed to do. You can find us at CenturionHoldingsLLC.net. You can get a hold of us at CenturionHoldingsLLC@gmail.com. Check the QR code right there. We'll see you next time.